This is a great viewing spot, Dan. I want to welcome everybody to this telecast of the Division 2A Super Bowl, Chelmsford versus Reading, and we've got actually a great day for this football game. Both schools ready to go. Kickoff coming up in just a moment. We're waiting for the captains and the toss of the coin. They're meeting at midfield. And both teams just anxious, I'm sure, to get started. It's been a long time since Thanksgiving Day, and they're ready to play football again. So we have the toss of the coin, and I'll let you listen to the officials. And Reading is going to be kicking off to Chelmsford. Chelmsford will be receiving the football, coming from the dormitory end of the football field, going towards the open end of the football field. And we're about ready to get started. Chelmsford coming in at 10-0. Reading coming in having lost twice to Gloucester, a Super Bowl winner in Division III just a day ago, and losing also in their league to Wakefield. So they didn't have enough to win the league, though. Middlesex League was pretty balanced this season. So this is both teams really ready to go, and I'm sure that until you get that first hit under your belt, there's a few butterflies out there for both teams.
Yeah, Middlesex League really was a tough league this year. Really, this Reading team, a team that wasn't expected to finish in the top 4 in their league, let alone win the league. A lot of people thought they were a year out. They're a young team. They have good senior skill players, but a lot of that offensive line, a lot of the offensive line is pretty young.
Right, they are, and they have a fine tradition in their high school of having excellent athletic teams, and their track team has been a real strong track team throughout the years. So they have talent, they have athletes on both sides of the ball. Chelmsford certainly is prepared, ready to play. They've risen to the occasion in each of the games this year, Dan, that the big games that they've had. They've been good enough to play real hard in those games, and hopefully today will be no exception.
Oh, definitely they have. I mean, you look back at their big games. Lowell, they won at 21-20. Central Catholic winning 16-14. St. John's 32-13. And then looking ahead to, or looking at Billerica 13-12. Really just outstanding in the first half. In the second half, anyhow.
Okay, Dan, number 8 for Reading is Tim Bryant. And back deep for Chelmsford, Jeff Smart. And looks like Jeff Smart has the football, and he's running right straight up the football field, and he's met there and brought down. And Chelmsford will take over at about the 36-yard line. 1st and 10, Chelmsford. First offensive play of the game.
It's brought down at the 32.
32?
Looks like down there, yeah.
Right.
The numbers are a little bit hard to see on the field, even for us up there, the way the shadows are.
Right.
But Mark Brown's going to bring them out right here.
Even the clock is difficult to see with the shadows right now. Mark Brown, and we have a whistle before we start. And I'm not sure exactly what this is, but officials timeout. Chelmsford took a timeout. That's interesting, Dan. Before they even snapped the ball, we had a timeout.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, what would be up with that? I'm not sure, but we'll see.
Thanks. Okay, so we're a little bit short, and here comes Mark Brown back out on the football field now, and we'll get that first snap underway. Chelmsford has started throwing the football in most of their games this season. They have one running back, and that's John Kidd.
I think that's what it looks like they're going to do.
And Brown is rolling out, looking down the field, and he finds number 3, and that's James Sopel, wide open, but just dropped the ball. It's tough to get started, I think, sometimes, Dan, and butterflies.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty cold outside, and that's going to be a problem for Chelmsford as well. The throwing game going to make that ball hit your hands a lot harder.
I like the philosophy, though. Open the game up right away. Show them that you're going to do the things that you've done all season long. Reading on defense, Chelmsford on offense, just starting in the first period. Chelmsford on the 2nd down and 10 from the 32-yard line. Chelmsford has 4 receivers to the right side of the field. Brown rolls out, throws to his favorite receiver, Jeff Smart, and he's driven out of bounds. First down, I believe.
Good 9-yard. I think it's a 9-yard pickup right there. We're going to call it dead in the 40,
just
so
short.
8-yard.
Right, just short of that first down, and it'll bring up third down and about long yard and a half to go for the first down. Ball on the 40-yard line of Chelmsford. Chelmsford in their power running formation now. And ball is given to Kidd, and he bounces outside after a nice gain. First down and more. And there's a flag down at the end of that. Could be face mask, Dan.
Looks like, I think it's going to, yeah, that's what the thing is. Yeah, that's the indication, a face mask.
So that's it. That's the start that Chelmsford wanted. They've had 3 plays, and the first pass was dropped. It was wide open. They pick up a first down, and they're just across midfield into Reading territory. So that's a nice start to the football game for Chelmsford.
Certainly is. Right there. That's what they need to do. They start right across the 50 right now.
Brown calling signals. Turns. Looks down the field. Stop and go. His receiver is there. Oh, just slightly overthrown. Worked a beautiful stop and go to Jeff Smart. And Jeff had beaten his defender.
Yeah, just overthrew, and Smart even so fully extended on the play. What an effort by Jeff Smart, as we've seen from him all season.
That play set up nicely by the previous Jeff Smart completion, where he went down and out. This time went down, stopped, and then turned it upfield, and he had beaten the defender. 2nd and 10, ball on the 49 of Reading. Handoff straight up the middle. That's Holt, ball carrier. Gains about 3 to about the 46-yard line of Reading. Going to bring up a third down and about 7 to go for the first down.
I like the way the Chelmsford is moving the ball downfield. Very balanced in their attack.
Mixing up the run and the pass. Chelmsford floods the right side of the field with 4 receivers. Brown calling signals. Kidd in motion. Brown straight back. Looks to that side. Flag down on the field. And the pass is caught on the sidelines, I believe, short of the first down, but there's a flag.
There were a few flags. One's thrown back at the line of scrimmage with maybe a holding on Chelmsford. The other one might be a holder and pass interference on Reading.
The official is mic'd, so we'll let him sort this out. They're discussing it. And I think you're right, Dan. I think there may be multiple penalties on the play.
You see there's one flag down right at the 50-yard line.
Actually, if there were multiple flags, it might be a break for Chelmsford because it would be a replay. Explaining the options now to Reading. It could be both on Chelmsford. And it's offensive pass interference, so it's going to be third down, and it's going to be a long third down, Dan. It's going to be about 3rd and 20 for Chelmsford. Okay, Mark Brown has got the Lions back in the huddle and coming out to the line of scrimmage now. Calling signals. Back to pass. Good protection. Looks for Smart again. Smart is held up and incomplete. Ball's overthrown. And it's going to bring up a 4th down punting situation.
Yeah, 4th down. Chelmsford are going to have to bring in special teams on Mounsey to punt the ball off. Unfortunate break for Chelmsford is they cannot put the ball in the end zone in their first possession.
Right, but they did establish the fact that they can get receivers open, Dan, and I think that's going to be a good situation. Need to cover the punt now and play some good, solid defense. Mounsey back to kick for Chelmsford. Snap is back. Mounsey fields it nicely and drives the kick down the field. It's going to be a returnable kick. And here comes Reading back up the field, covered well by Chelmsford.
They're going to call a clip.
We got a clip, I think. Nice fighting recovery by the Reading Wallace There was a clip on the play on the punt return by Reading. Reading will start on their own 16-yard line, 1st and 10, their first possession of the first period. Clock showing 9 minutes and looks like 9 seconds to go in the first period. Very difficult to read the clock here. The sun is shining brightly on it, and the lights are not that distinctive. Back to pass is Pizzotti, throws to the sideline and it is overthrown. So the first Reading play is also a pass play. Pizzotti overthrows his receiver. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Pizzotti had some time, but he was under a little bit of pressure there as well from the Chelmsford defense. I think it's important, Dan, to start strong on defense as well, and Chelmsford has field position right now.
They really do, and it's going to be important for them to really put a lot of pressure on Pizzotti. First, force them to run the ball against Chelmsford's strength of the defense.
Pizzotti turns and hands off straight up the middle, and Reading is getting nowhere in this offensive play. Ball carried by number 23 of Reading, and that's Tucker Wallace, number 22, excuse me. Tucker Wallace maybe lost a yard or two on that play.
Yep.
Greg Myers, Barry McDonald for the stop.
That's what they're looking at for the spot on the ball. You look at the size of their offensive line, and their strength is really on the outside. Number 75, the left tackle, Matt Austin, a sophomore, 6'4", 260. The right tackle, Mike Reska, number 77, a senior, 6'4", 275. So those are the big guys on the outside.
And this is probably the biggest group of people Chelmsford's faced all year. Pass completed, close to the first down to number 6. Pizzotti's pass is completed for the first down. And that's
Steve Gath.
Number 9, Gath. On the and it is a first down. Brings the ball up to about the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. Clock moving, showing 8 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the first period. No score. All right, look. Reading got themselves out of a little bit of a jam there and got the ball up to the 26. Straight away, straight handoff, running straight up the middle. Nice gain. Finding a seam off the right guard. Wallace again, the ball carrier.
Looking at this season, really the only team that's gotten anything against Chelmsford on the run up the middle is Billerica.
That's right.
But that is a lot of the reason because Billerica really spreads the field.
Wallace is a 5'9", 205-pound senior running back. 2nd and about 4 for the first down. Wallace has the ball again. He cuts back and he's drilled right at the line of scrimmage. I know that's Greg Myers in there for one. So he's introduced himself nicely to Mr. Wallace. 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first period. No score. 4th down, about a yard, little less than a yard to go for the first down for Reading. Ball is just over the 30-yard line of Reading. And Reading looks like they're calling a timeout here. And they are. Pizzotti turns on the first down play and turns and hands off to Wallace again, and Wallace brings it up about 2 yards on that play.
I think Reading has figured out very early that they're not going to get really a lot up the middle, and they're going to have to go either to the air or to the outside, which makes it so important for Chelmsford to really take away the air attack for Reading.
I think that Reading will continue to try to throw football, as you said, Dan. They had certainly had success in that first possession. Running was not as successful, and I think they're going to continue to try to throw the football. Here is another play with Pizzotti, the ball carrier, looking for his receiver and finding him, and his receiver is met and driven back in a hard tackle. Number 43 of Chelmsford, and that's Viglione, but close to another first down. Ritter is the receiver on the play, and they're going to bring the chains on to measure this one, Dan.
I think from the point of the hit, I think he's a little bit short of the first down, and where they've got the ball spotted, I think it's going to be a little bit short.
Chelmsford is very close to getting to Pizzotti each time he throws the football. I think that play was designed as a little bit of a screen. He gave ground and found his receiver running over the middle about 4 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. And it is a first down, as you could hear. So Reading has successfully opened the game on both sides of the football, shutting down Chelmsford's offense and moving the football themselves on offense. The clock shows 2:51 and counting in the first period. Pizzotti again, back to throw, rolls out, finds his receiver, and it's incomplete. Well covered by Tim Leahy that time.
Yeah, Leahy has really come on, and he's done a good job of late, especially with that huge interception last week against Billerica to seal it up.
Boy, was that ever a play that will go down in Chelmsford football talk for a long time. 2nd and 10 for Reading. Ball is just across the 35-yard line. First period of play, Reading leading 6-0. Pizzotti, the quarterback, he's in the shotgun. Gets the snap, drops back, he's being rushed, and great play by John McIsaac, who covered the screen beautifully. That was a screen pass, Dan.
Almost picked that ball off. McIsaac a little bit disappointed that he didn't have a touchdown in the last game. He picked that one off. He very well could have had one.
Just a lineman's dream on that play. He was right there with the running back, and he came within inches of picking that ball off. So Chelmsford had that play well scouted. Brings up a 3rd down and 10 now. Defense looks quick. They look aggressive. I think they're going to be able to do the job as this game goes along. Pizzotti back to pass. He's got time. He looks for his receiver, and he's covered by Viglione. It's completed, but it's short of the first down. It's going to bring up a 4th down and about 4 to go.
4th down. This is decision time. See if they bring in their punting unit.
I would think they'd have to, leading in the game at this point, and they are going to punt it. So the defense steps up this time and does do its job. Jeff Smart is dropping back for Chelmsford. He's a threat every time you kick the ball.
Every time he touches the ball, he's a threat.
Let's hope that Reading does, in fact, intend to kick the ball. And they do, and it's blocked! Chelmsford's blocked it! Evan Dunn's right there, he's picking it up! Chelmsford has the ball, great block on the play.
Wow!
Just pouring through the middle of the Reading line.
Absolutely incredible, coming through the line. Number 55, Nick Hansen, Sundelback coming in there, making the block.
Following a huge Chelmsford defensive play, Nick Hansen, Chris Sundelback, Evan Dunn, all there, and just there were probably 4 guys. I don't know where the Reading offensive line went on that play, Dan. They certainly didn't show up on the football field. There were more red jerseys than white on that play.
No, Chelmsford really didn't even go after him with the punt rush right there. It was just a normal coverage.
Right. Then they have taken over on the block punt. They're on the 21-yard line of Reading and need to take advantage now of this huge turnover in the game. Turnovers, tremendous at any level of football.
Like we've seen all season, if you turn the ball over.
Here's a replay, folks, of that punt block, and take a look at the Chelmsford red shirts just pouring through here, stretching out, blocking that punt. All right, here we go. Chelmsford 1st and 10.
He's coming in, Jack.
The ball is given to Fury, who runs straight ahead and fumbles it. Falls on the field, but Chelmsford recovers it. Whoa, Fury was hit hard and did fumble it, but Chelmsford has the football, I believe. Gain of about 5 yards. They were very fortunate there, Dan.
Really, they were. Reading, all the fans on the Reading side, and even the Reading team thought that Reading had the football. Their offensive unit started coming onto the field, and their fans quite loud, but Chelmsford did manage to fall on top of it, so it goes to 2nd down and 5.
Sean Nyan was right at the right place at the right time. 2nd and 5 for Chelmsford. Brown hands to Fury again. He's going outside. He's trying to dance around the corner. He gets a little bit of yardage out there, picks up about 3 inside the 15-yard line. It's going to bring up about 3rd down and about 3 yards to go for the first down. Fury had a little bit of an angle, but Reading was able to close it down nicely.
Reading isn't a very big team defensively, but they are very fast defensively, and that's where their strength lies.
So Chelmsford has an important play here. Jesse Hardick reporting into the game, probably to give some size to that offensive line to do some blocking. Chelmsford in the eye. Fury is the deep back. Brown hands to Fury, running straight ahead. He's in close to the first down.
Pinning in the spot.
Spot again. It's going to be either a 1st and 10 or 4th and inches. Could be 4th and inches, Dan.
That spot is a little short on the spot.
And we are going to bring the chains in to check it out.
Yeah, hard to believe we're still in the first quarter.
Right. And the clock does show 52 seconds, if I'm reading it correctly, Dan.
52 seconds, yep. And on the field, we're competing with the PA announcer. The PA announcer right next to the bullhorns. Very, very loud.
I'm sure that some of the viewers, as I just indicated a moment ago, can probably hear him back in Chelmsford. It is a first down, so that's a great play for Chelmsford, and bringing up, they're just outside the 10-yard line, so it won't be 1st and goal. They can possibly pick up another first down before a touchdown.
Yep. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. They're Chelmsford, and they'll try to move this ball forward.
3 running plays picked up the first down. One of them was fortunate, though, because it could have been a disastrous fumble. Once again, same offensive formation. Fury, the deep back. Brown fakes the peg to Fury, looks for his receivers, wide open in the end. Oh, nice recovery. Recovery by number 8 of Reading, broken up nicely by Tim Bryant on that play.
Broken up by Tim Bryant.
So it's going to be 2nd and 10 for Chelmsford on the 11-yard line of Reading.
Nice job by Bryant, really making a great effort to get over there and reaching in there. Good job dancing around him, too. Don't want to get called for the pass interference there.
That's right, and the receiver was there briefly, but Bryant closed some ground quickly. 2nd and 10. Fury has the ball, running straight ahead. He's inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line, where it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 8 to go for the first down. Chelmsford has probably a passing situation here, some type of option. Mark Brown, possibly a rollout that he did successfully against Bill Ricca.
Right, the quarterback option,
right,
like you mentioned, very successful against Bill Ricca.
Jeff Smart in the football game. And we have a whistle on the field, and looks like another timeout may have been taken. End of the first period, excuse me. End of the first period with Reading leading Chelmsford by a score of 6-0. Chelmsford is knocking on the door.
Chelmsford facing a 3rd and 8 from inside the Reading 10. They've done a nice job getting that fumble, the block punt actually, at the 21.
Don't want to let an opportunity like this one slip through your fingertips. You're deep inside Reading territory. You've changed the game a little bit with a block punt. 3rd down now, 8 to go for the first down, 9 to go for the touchdown for Chelmsford.
Here we go, Brown over center, 1 man in the backfield. Drops, quick drop. Almost picked off, knocked down by number...
Looks like number 99, Matt Cohen.
Matt Cohen, senior defensive end. That's going to be 4th down, and they're going to bring in the field goal unit, Eric Mounsey, coming into the ballgame.
Right, I think that's a wise decision here. You've got a long 8-9 yards to go. Mounsey's been an effective kicker all season long.
He is. He leads the Eastern Mass with 5 field goals on the season.
Well, let's hope he can add that 6th one. Unless, of course, there might be a little trick in the Chelmsford bag here, faking the field goal. Looks like Reading anticipates that, and they're going to just let him prove that he can kick it.
Snap is down, the kick is up, and no good.
It's no good. It had the distance, plenty of distance, so that opportunity that Chelmsford just had is going to go by the boards. That must have been a little wide to the right, Dan. Looked real good from up here. Yeah,
that's looks like where it was. Tucker Wallace just ahead, a 3-yard pickup, 2nd down and 7.
Nice play by Tim Daly. Wallace had some real daylight to his right if Timmy didn't make that tackle, so it was a really important play by Tim. Reading has the ball on the 23-yard line, 2nd and about 8 yards to go.
Pizzotti dropping. He fires across the middle. Ball popped up. Number 82, his tight end, John Kazanovich.
Pizzotti throws bullets, Dan. He throws the ball real hard. When the receiver breaks open, Pizzotti is right there with the football. If his receivers can hang on, he's going to have a fine passing day.
He's already having a pretty good game with that 63-yard touchdown pass.
That's right, and he continues to add to it. They're not getting much out of the run, but they're certainly adding to the pass.
Pizzotti with the pitch out to number 32, 33, Tucker Wallace.
Wallace has been their ball carrier on every single rushing play this year, this game, and he's starting to make some gains. The passing game is opening up the running game just a little bit. Something that Chelmsford, that's a Chelmsford philosophy during the season. Pass the ball a little bit, open up the run.
That's usually the complete opposite for Chelmsford. Run the ball to open up the pass.
Right. Reading moving nicely now. Second and about 6 yards to go.
Pizzotti. The give is going to be to the fullback, and he gets nothing right there. That's Mark DeMasi, junior, 5'9", 175 out of Reading High School.
Nice to see that there is someone that can carry the ball. Reading's already picked up 91 yards passing in this football game, as combined with about 16 yards on the run. Another important play, Dan, because it's going to be 3rd and 6, and you know what? Reading probably doesn't want to punt this football too quickly.
Definitely not. If they do punt the ball, it gives Chelmsford good field position as well.
If they get it off. Pizzotti, plenty of time.
Fires deep.
And it's caught. What a circus catch. 2 Chelmsford defenders and the Reading receiver.
What a catch, Autoriano.
What a catch by Autoriano that 2 Chelmsford defenders, number 25 for Chelmsford was Biglione was there, and Palumbo, 24, were right there. Big pass play, big catch, 2 Chelmsford defenders, but Reading catches the football. Pizzotti's gaining confidence.
It sure is. Give is going to be to number 31. 21 coming around the end, 31, excuse me.
This is their freshman that's playing today, for freshman running back for Reading. He's not played much during this season, but he's supposed to be an outstanding prospect, and he sure looked like it on that play.
He better be if he's getting time in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's unusual, but he was added to the roster, and I can certainly see why. Reading's knocking on the door. They're inside the 20, and they're moving the football effectively now.
We are. Pizzotti. Give is going to be the freshman again, and hello, goodbye.
Right. This is welcome to varsity football now for the freshman. This is not something that he's probably seen before, and he was the first time was pretty easy, but not this time. Loss of 2 yards on that play. Evan Dunn making a nice tackle.
Good job by the Lions, reading the play very well and wrapping him up for that loss.
Important, I think, to stop Reading here. You don't want to go down by 2 scores, even though you're in the first half with the clock showing 7 minutes and 25 seconds in the game. Second period, Chelmsford trailing by a 6-0 score.
Pizzotti with the eye backfield. Now
they shift out of that.
Motion.
Both sides of the field. He spread the field now.
Pizzotti drops.
Quick look in.
Oh, almost
picked off.
Like
and we got a late flag, and I think we've got a roughing the passer call. I don't want to anticipate, but it sure looked like it was. Chelmsford just blasted Pizzotti after he had thrown the ball, well after he had thrown the ball. This is going to give Reading a first down, not what you wanted to do. It was going to be 3rd down and 12 yards to go. And now it's going to take the ball inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal.
Definitely not. That's a tough penalty to take, and you can imagine Coach Fletcher's going to have his team out there on the field.
Second chances are not something you want to give offensive teams, especially when they have the explosiveness that Reading seems to have here.
Well, Reading is a fairly similar team to the Lions, looking at it as we had said before.
And in a Super Bowl game, the start is important, and Reading is going to take a timeout here on the, I think that's their 3rd one. It's going to be a short timeout, though. And Pizzotti's coming back on the field.
Still showing 4 timeouts left.
All right, here we go again, and Reading with first and goal on the 9-yard line, already leading 6-0.
Pizzotti with the I backfield. 1-man split. The give is going to be to Wallace. Wallace moving ahead, getting good yardage ahead to the 4.
Wallace running real hard down inside the 5-yard line. Just an excellent run by Wallace. He's one of these backs that looks like he gets better as the game goes along. 2nd and 4 to go for the touchdown. 3 to go for the touchdown.
Again in that I formation. Give is going to be to Wallace again. The off tackle, touchdown.
He's in standing up for the touchdown. It's going to make the score 12 Reading, 0 Chelmsford. Tucker Wallace show right now, Dan.
He's doing a good job. Pizzotti has Chelmsford so on their toes, expecting the pass because he can throw the ball, that Wallace is just waltzing right through the offensive his line.
A little bit of a payback to Chelmsford in a way, as you said. This is the Chelmsford philosophy: establish the pass and then hitting you on the head with the run, and that's what Reading has done effectively. They're on to try a 2-point conversion now. Important that this one can be stopped. Passing formation. Wallace is the back.
Dropping back. Pizzotti
being
is
chased.
in trouble. Fires
and finds his receiver. Pizzotti is putting on a show.
87, that's Scott Ritter, the tight end.
So Reading jumps out in the 2nd period to a 14-0 score.
Reading leads at 14-0 with 6:32 remaining in the first half.
And getting colder up here, Dan. We're in a booth high above the Nickerson Field. We can see well back down Storo Drive. Beautiful, clear day. But the wind is starting to blow in here a little bit. And Chelmsford needs an offensive series where they sustain the ball and end up with some points. Ryan's kickoff. Short to Holt.
By Holt at the 40. Dancing out of the way and down at the 36. Getting out at the 36, dancing through 4, about 6 yards.
So Chelmsford will now take over at the 36-yard line, and it's clock showing 6 minutes and 23 seconds to go, but they're trailing 14-0. They've trailed before, Dan, but not by 2 scores.
No, not at all. And it's imperative that they march down and put a touchdown on the board this next play. Brown dropping, fires complete to Jeff Smart, and they're going to give him a good Smart. Looks like they're going to give him a first down.
Smart is hit hard over there, but he did hold on to the football and did pick up the first down. So even though he was doubled and almost triple covered on that play, he still got the football.
Just got a good spot on the call. He made the catch and then was hit very hard and knocked back a few yards.
Chelmsford has moved the football each time they've had it, but they've had some breakdowns along the way, and now they need to take away those breakdowns.
Now to get down to business. The give is going to be to Holt coming up the middle.
Running nicely that time. Chelmsford's best rushing play of the game, I would think, picking up maybe 7 yards on that play, about 6 yards on the play.
They're calmed down after a gain of 5 from the Reading 49.
So Chelmsford's back into Reading territory, and 2 successful offensive plays. Offensive line needs to establish some blocking here and create a couple of holes.
So the give is going to be to John Kidd ahead.
He's running effectively. Looks like a first down for John Kidd, so that's 2 in a row now.
They're going to move the ball forward fairly quickly at this point and put the ball in the end zone.
This is the offensive team that we've come to see during this football season, and moving very nicely now. Smart back in the game, bringing the play into Mark Brown. Chelmsford's into Reading territory on the 43-yard line. 1st and 10.
Brown over center with 2 men in the backfield. Smart split wide. Brown dropping, fires to Smart. He's open, he's got it.
It's out of bounds, Oh, he just drove someone out of bounds. The spectator got driven out of bounds on that play. Jeff Smart just
One
made a
of
great
the
pass catch completion. And it's
one of the-
inside
one
the
of the-
15.
one of the members of the working press
Right.
down there got clocked.
Really got flattened. There's some people down checking on him. The Chelmsford does have a first down though, and they're going to wait a minute here. We're going to have a stoppage. A lot of people close stand to the sidelines. That's why I insisted that I be up here in the booth high above the field, because I don't move as well as I used to.
Even in our pregame show, we're down on the track.
In fact, I'm not sure I ever moved very well, Dan, but I know I don't move as well anymore. You just sprinted up to this booth before the game, and that wasn't easy.
I was quite winded afterwards, but
I think that's why Boston University might have given up football, Dan, because their announcers and coaches couldn't get up to this press box. They're still attending to that person that was hit on the sideline. That was a real nice pass completion from to Jeff Smart. The play covering 30 yards, and that's 2 completions to Jeff on this drive. Jeff down and out to the sideline. Well covered again, but ball was thrown on time. Great catch was made.
well, while we have a spare moment, I'd like to let everyone know that interscholastic athletes allow thousands of high school students to strive to be champions in 28 sports for young men and women offered at MIAA member schools. High school activities have the potential to inspire maximum performance, to provide quality competition, and to foster the development of the highest standards of sportsmanship among players, coaches, officials, and spectators. Quality of competition and maximum student participation in each sport are goals of the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association. Let us all assume the responsibility of assuring that every high school athletic competition represents a positive educational experience for the participating students. Please lend your personal support to the efforts of school leaders in your community.
And that was nicely done. That was I'm sure the MIAA will be very pleased that they had you on their side on that at that time, Dan.
What do you think, career in radio?
Could be. You never know. But Chelmsford's going to have a first down. We have a delay because one of the spectators was injured on that last play along the sideline. Chelmsford is going to have a first down on the 14-yard line of Reading. This is the second time now they've been down inside the 20-yard line. The first resulted in a Eric Mounsey missed field goal, and Chelmsford is trailing in this game by a score of 14-0. So this is certainly an important series right now. And they're still attending to the gentleman that was hit on that last pass completion. And they're taking no chances with his injury. It looked like they were checking the lower part of his leg, but I'm not positive, Dan. So far away, it's tough to see. And he's waving to the crowd, so I guess he's not too bad.
Looks like he's holding something up to his face. So.
Yeah, it's up around his face. My spotters up here are telling me it is somewhere around the face area. Okay, we should be set for action now. It looks like the referee is getting ready to blow the whistle and get this thing back underway. Just a quick recap. Ball is on the 14-yard line of Reading. Clock shows 4:43 to go in the second period. Chelmsford trailing 14-0. And here we go.
Here we go is right. Mark Brown takes his Chelmsford offense out. The crowd getting loud now. The give is going to be to John Kidd ahead to the 10-yard line.
Gain of 3 or 4 there, Dan. Nice straight ahead running. This is where Chelmsford bogged down a little bit when they got down to the 9 last time. So the offensive line, really imperative that they get some holes open.
Certainly the case. They're going to mark it about the 11-yard line.
Chelmsford moving toward the dormitory end of Nickerson Field. Most of that end of the field is now in shadows.
Brown with Smart in motion. Brown is rolling. He's
rolling
wrapped
out,
up.
and he just got nowhere. He's flattened on the play.
Brought down at the, looks like the 14, and it's going to be 3rd down and 10.
Cohen is a force on defense. He's made a couple of really big stops. He was not fooled on the quarterback option on that play and wrapped up Mark Brown. So it's 3rd and 10. Ravanas is coming in the game and Jeff Smart coming in the game. So this looks certainly like a passing situation for Chelmsford.
This has to be a passing situation. They really need to put the ball in the end zone here.
Good news is they don't have to get it into the end zone for a 1st down.
3rd and 10. One man in the backfield is John Kidd. Brown, quick drop, lob pass over to Jeff Smart. Touchdown!
Jeff Smart!
Just what the doctor ordered. Jeff Smart pulls down a lob pass from Mark Brown, and it's 14-6.
14-yard touchdown play from Mark Brown to Jeff Smart. They hook up again as they have all season, and the Chelmsford fans are back into the ball game. That's his 6th reception of the football game already. No, excuse me. 6-play drive. I'm sorry, I thought that was Jeff's 6th catch of the game. It's got to be close to 6 catches, though, Dan, for Jeff.
7th touchdown reception on the season.
5th catch, so I was close. I just give him one more than he actually got.
Hey, there you go.
Statistician's fault.
Kick is up.
Kick is up.
And it's good.
This one is good. So an important series for Chelmsford.
Definitely important that they got the ball in the end zone right there. Chelmsford putting the ball in the end zone. 3:17 remaining. It's 14-7.
That was a 6-play, 67-yard drive. Couple of key Jeff Smart receptions, and the touchdown reception also certainly key. Moundsey's kick is high and deep, coming down to the 9-yard line. Chelmsford covering the kick, and it's breaking free is number 22.
That's Wallace.
And he's coming up with a great return.
Mounsey actually taking him down at the 39.
Excellent return by Wallace. It was a nice kick by Mounsey, and Wallace brought that kick back about 30 yards out to about the 37-yard line, where Reading will take over with the clock showing 3 minutes and 4 seconds to go. Chelmsford can't allow any more scores here, Dan, before halftime.
Not at all. Possible to try to get the ball back. You see this kick right here, the replay. On the kick very high in the air. And getting ready, Pizzotti dropping back.
Oh, and he's buried this time. Finally, Chelmsford's been getting close. Tim Daly's there. Chris Sendelbach is there. Mike Toussaint. Real nice defensive job that time.
Really, Chelmsford in most cases gets the numbers up front. They'll stack 7, 8 guys in the box and see how it goes from there.
That defensive, the offensive touchdown seems to have brought a little more life into the legs of the defensive players too. And it's important that that take place. Chelmsford can think about calling some timeouts now if they shut down this play. Reading is certainly taking its time.
Pizzotti drops, looking to throw the ball, fires.
Fires the out, and it's incomplete. Nice coverage out there by Tim Leahy, so Reading has done us a favor by stopping the clock.
Steve Gath, the intended receiver, 2:17 remains. Tried to make the catch about at the 42, the Reading 42, and couldn't pull the ball down. Good coverage by Chelmsford.
Chelmsford's had some good coverage on defense. Reading has completed some passes, but the defenders have been close. It would be a great time to pick one off right now. Pizzotti, I'm sure, is going to throw one more time.
Pizzotti in the eye, and that's what he's going to do. He drops, looks, fires across the middle, throws it in there. Steve Gath, the sophomore, makes a great catch.
Excellent pass, excellent reception. Just a well-executed play. Pizzotti's got an arm that he threw a bullet in there.
Coach Fletcher said to me a couple of days ago that this guy Pizzotti can throw the ball on one foot in motion 50 yards.
And he's showing that. They've got the ball into Chelmsford territory about the 43-yard line.
Give is going to be to Wallace. Met ahead and powering ahead. Nice gain by Tucker Wallace.
Clock showing 1:45 to play in the second period. Reading is in no hurry to call timeouts, and they're not in a 2-minute offense either.
They're still ahead by a touchdown. They're going to get the ball back.
Yeah, they will get the ball to start the second half, and with their explosiveness, I think they feel as though they still can score from anywhere.
Pizzotti dropping, he's rolling out, in trouble.
He's met that time and throws underneath. The one thing that Pizzotti is getting, he's getting hit on almost every time he throws the football. Down toward the fourth period, that's going to take its toll.
Certainly it is. The Reading coach, Tom Kasprak, saying before the game, or to the Herald reporter, that the numbers game could play a factor just because Chelmsford has so many people on their roster.
All right, this is a third down play for Reading now.
Pizzotti, give is going to be to Wallace again.
Wallace breaks free for the first down. Wallace is getting 3, 4, 5 yards at a pop. And the clock is stopped for the movement of the chains. Palumbo, the ball. Clock showing about a minute to play.
1:09.
Right. Very difficult to read that clock. About a minute and 9 seconds and counting.
Get a little bit easier once the shadows hit that clock.
Ball's on the 32-yard line of Chelmsford. Pizzotti, quick out
drops.
pass, incomplete.
Screen pass intended for number 8, Tim Bryant. Incomplete.
54 seconds showing in the second period. And Reading is moving the football as they have on each of their offensive series, twice resulting in touchdowns. They are leading the game by a score of 14-7. Good crowd here today, Dan. Both towns well represented.
It's certainly surprising for the Reading crowd. Talking to the Reading announcers, they usually don't get huge crowds in Reading. But Pizzotti hands the ball off to Wallace. Wallace wrapped up, only picked up about a yard on the play.
This might be a timeout time, and it is. Reading's going to take that timeout now. The clock showing 40. I guess it's 46 or 8. It's seconds to go in the second period.
It's a full timeout, so while we have a second, I'll let you know high school sports provide an extension of the classroom where students learn to pursue excellence, the value of working with others toward a common goal, playing within the structure of established rules, discipline, loyalty, and emotional control. The MIAA urges you to demonstrate your support for these values and for our young people by attending high school competition in your community.
All right, Dan, it's third down and 10 yards to go, but it's the clock right now more than anything. Clock showing 46 seconds to go in the second period. And Reading has about 36 yards to go for the end zone.
Pizzotti driving, he's in trouble.
And his receiver is there, and this is a beautifully executed play. Receiver coming inside the 5-yard line. And a Chelmsford player was hit hard on that play, getting up slowly. Reading offensive design in this football game is excellent. They have a real fine idea of what they're doing out there.
They're a very, very, very well-coached team.
Pizzotti took a real deep drop, let the Chelmsford defenders come to him, and then just dumped the ball off.
It's first and goal. The give is going to be to Wallace. Wallace powering
doesn't
forward.
get there, and they're going to have to take a timeout with 30 seconds to go. He's on the one with 30 seconds to go.
Big stop by Chelmsford. McDonald and will let in on the stop.
Reading has 2 timeouts according to the scoreboard clock left, and they have only 1 yard to go for the first down. This is going to be a full timeout. 1 yard to go for the touchdown, excuse me. They're already leading in the game by a score of 14-7. And this is the first time all year, Dan, where I've seen the Chelmsford defense back on their heels a little bit. Not quite sure what's coming.
Well, they really picked it up in the second half against Billerica. I mean, the first quarter especially was all Billerica. And even the second quarter was like that. And Chelmsford really picking it up, and the defense picking it up tremendously. So it's got to be something about what Coach Fletcher says in the locker room.
That will certainly be time to make some adjustments. They've seen what Reading can do, and particularly with the forward pass. They have amassed a tremendous number of passing yardage in the first half of the game. Pizzotti is a real fine quarterback, has good field sense, he has good vision, And he's doing a nice job. Chelmsford with their backs to the wall now. It's a second down, but it's only 1 yard to go for a touchdown. You'd expect Wallace to see the football one more time.
Pizzotti in the I formation. The give is to Wallace. He's
got it,
beat
and
hard.
hit, and he's brought down much short of the goal line.
Lost him about a yard. Hit initially at the 5-yard line. And we have another timeout.
I think the initial hit on that play was Senelback, I believe, and coming through there and wrapped him, couldn't quite wrap him up, but threw him for a 2-yard loss. So now it's going to bring up third down and goal.
I have a look at the replay here. You see, he's hit initially right there.
Right, that was Senelback, right. And I would really think that Reading throws the football here. I think that this is a place where they've been effective. They've got a timeout to make that call. Might not be a bad time to just blitz the quarterback, send somebody after him, because I do think he's going to try to throw it here. They have no timeouts left, so it's 22 seconds on the clock. If you run a play, you can't stop the clock, and I don't think you can run 2 plays. So I would look for them to throw it.
That certainly makes sense. From 3 yards out, they're even giving the option.
Pizzotti hasn't run the ball himself, but that doesn't mean that he can't. Real important play for Chelmsford. Reading certainly has enough time for 2 plays, but he is going to run it. He is going to fake it. He's brought down short of the goal line, and do they have enough time now to snap the ball again? Clock is counting down at 4, 3, 2, 1. It's
10 seconds.
No, I don't think I don't think so. I don't think so. And it's the end of the second period. The Lions have stopped them. What a defensive series by the Lions.
It's 4th down. He spiked it on 4th down. And we're going to come out. It is.
Absolutely amazing.
Chelmsford's going to have time to run 1 play, I think.
The official is now putting some time back on the clock, folks. He's signaling up here something about 2 seconds, it looks like. I think we're going to put 2 seconds back on the clock. But the good news is that it's going to be a first down for Chelmsford with 2 seconds to go, or seven seconds to go. Chelmsford will take over. What a defensive stop that was. Have to think about Reading's, that last play that Reading just ran.
Interesting call. Making Chelmsford, you could get burned. We'll see what happens. Reading looks like they're in the prevent defense. 3 defenders back about the 20-yard line.
Chelmsford, I think, just flops on this football and starts the second half, and that's what they're going to do. And take the momentum of that defensive stand, take it to the locker room with you, and going to be a score of 14 Reading, 7 Chelmsford at the end of the first half.
It's nice getting a standing ovation from the crowd here. I think it's at 14-7.
Chelmsford will be kicking off to Reading, and they're trailing in this game by a score of 14-7. Just dodging a huge bullet at the end of the first half with Reading on the 1-yard line and not able to put the ball in the end zone, Dan.
Well, certainly a huge play by Chelmsford, a huge stand by Chelmsford. Series.
Couldn't really understand the Reading spiking the ball on 4th down. They had to have thought that it was 3rd down when they spiked the ball with 7 seconds to go. Real mix-up in communications. Great kick by Mounsey, back to the 3. And coming back up the field is, and a fumble on the ball. Fumble on the field, and Chelmsford's got it. Another fumble. Fumble twice on that play. Chelmsford, I think, has it, and they do.
What a play.
Chelmsford on the 20-yard line. Wallace brought the ball back up from the goal line. He was blasted at about the 20-yard line. And here's our replay, folks.
Absolutely incredible. Really important for Chelmsford to get back into this ball game as it stands.
Here comes Wallace. Let's see if we can tell who makes the initial stop on Wallace here. And it looks like number 40 for Chelmsford.
Chelmsford takes over.
And that's Steve Hawkins that knocked the ball away. Chelmsford's going to start 1st and 10 from the just inside the 20-yard line of Reading. Big break for the Chelmsford Lions. Brown pitches back to Fury, running wide. He's got some blockers. He turns the ball up inside the 20, down to about the 7-yard line.
Brought down by Steve Gapp.
And I said 20. I think he was. That was the 15-yard line. And now they've got the ball down just to the 11, so a gain of about 4 yards on the play. Interesting, the downs marker is going the wrong way over there on the sideline. So it's 2nd and 3 for Chelmsford. Nice gain by Bill Fury, picking up 7 yards on the play.
From the 6 too.
From the 6, Chelmsford, 2nd down. Hand off to Fury again. He takes it inside the 5.
He's going to have the 1st down here. Nice run by Bill Fury, getting in there.
So 2 running plays have taken the ball inside the 5-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for Chelmsford from the, we'll call it the 4-yard line. 1st and goal. Start of the 2nd period, the 3rd period, 2nd half. 9:50 on the clock. Chelmsford trailing 14-7, but knocking on the door. 2 big things have happened right at the end of the 1st half when Chelmsford came up with that great goal line stand. And now, he got moving along the front of Chelmsford's offensive line.
That was John Murphy, number 76, going forward, getting a little bit over anxious, and that's not what you need driving into opposing territory.
No, that's going to make it 1st and goal this time from the 9-yard line. John a little bit anxious to really make his block there. But still the momentum on Chelmsford's side of the football, both defensively and offensively. Jesse O'Hara coming in with a change of play now. Chelmsford has Reading back on their heels just a little bit. They need to keep them there. Brown, bootleg. He's got room to the outside. He's going to get close, folks. He's in.
Touchdown!
Nice block by Johnny Kidd on the outside, and Mark Brown takes it in 9 yards on the bootleg.
And again, like you said, that block by John Kidd made that all possible. Today's game brought to you by the letters T and D. And John Kidd sponsoring those 2 letters.
And perfect time to put them in. Mounsey in to attempt the extra point, which would tie the score. Chelmsford striking quickly in the 2nd period. Less than 2 minutes, recovering a fumble on the kickoff. 9-yard touchdown by Mark Brown. And the kick is no good. He missed it. Mounsey nailed it. It was just a little bit wide, though. Here's the replay. Mark Brown. Watch the block by John Kidd.
Kidd coming out here and doing exactly what he is supposed to do.
Mark could have thrown the ball to him. He made the block at the line of scrimmage, and now he'll seal off the last possible defender from Reading. And there's his block. And inside the block comes Mark Brown. So Chelmsford has scored. They still trail by a point. Okay, the kickoff by Mounds is taken by Reading, and the Chelmsford defense is just absolutely fired up. Number 20 is the ball carrier, David Healy, coming back up the field. Wallace, rather, number 22.
Right.
Brings the ball out to the 20-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for Reading, leading in the game by a score of 14-13. Chelmsford striking quickly in the second half.
Really nice job. And Wavis, never mind, we'll go to play.
This will be a time for the defense now. They've got good field position. Defense come in, fired up, get that ball back for the offense, let them do their job. Handoff to Wallace. He's met by Toussaint. And the defense is fired up, folks. Toussaint beat his defender at the line of scrimmage. Too quick.
Toussaint, McDonald, and Dunn in on the stop, and boy, haven't we heard those names quite a lot this year.
All year long. Mike Toussaint has just been a force in the middle. Dunn a force. McDonald, they've been real key defensive players. 2nd down and 12, a loss of 2. The ball is back inside the 20-yard line now. This is where Pizzati has used his arm to get Reading out of trouble in other situations like this one. He accumulated 151 yards passing in the first half. And he's back to pass here, looks down the field. He's got his receiver, and he's drops it.
Incomplete.
Incomplete. His receiver was there. Pizzati puts the ball in the hands of his receivers.
Scott Ritter, the intended receiver, right there and couldn't hold on to that football.
And fortunately, because he was first down yardage, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 12 to go. Reading has already had 1 punt blocked in the first half. I'm sure they do not want to punt from deep in their own territory, so they're really going to try desperately to come up with a first down here, making mass substitutions.
It's like,
okay, here they come to the line of scrimmage.
that could be an illegal substitution. Scott Ritter coming out of the game.
Pizzotti in the shotgun. He's going to run it. He's going to run the option, and he runs it successfully. Just a great play, close to the first down. I think he's a little bit short.
He is going to be short. He's going to be short by about 1.5 yards.
Pizzotti made a great pitch out on the play after he was hit and wrapped up.
They could have called an illegal substitution on the Reading Rockets.
And Reading appears as though they're bringing on their punting team. Chelmsford has already blocked the punt. Whether they'll come and get him or not, the Chelmsford defense is starting to adjust to this game now and starting to make themselves heard.
That's the way it was last week against Billerica, just completely dominated by Chelmsford in the second half.
Jeff Smart is back to receive the Reading punt. And the punt snap is high, but there's a punt return on, and he gets the kickoff to Smart. He catches the ball short of midfield, dances to the outside, and we've got a flag coming in and could be a hold coming in.
I guess what it is. It's going to be against Chelmsford.
And Jeff Smart was knocked out of bounds, and he was injured a little bit on that play. All right, Chelmsford has the ball, 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line, following a 10-yard legal use of the hands penalty. They have the ball now for the second time in the second half. They're trailing by a score of 14-13. This has been a wonderful football game already. There's been some real highlights for both of the teams so far.
Really, it has been just an absolutely incredible football game.
Just a quick update on the injury that we had in the first half. It was a photographer for Boston Cable that had his camera driven back into his head and received a facial cut that required some stitches. But he's going to be fine. Brown looking for a pass. It could be intercepted, and I think it was.
That's what it is.
It's an interception. Ariano is the person that picked that off. Mark Brown, I'm not sure who he was throwing that football to, Dan.
I think he was throwing it out to number 92.
Mike Smith.
Mike Smith, right.
All right, Reading has received a big turnover break now. They have the ball inside Chelmsford territory at the 43-yard line, 1st and 10. They have some real running room now. Time for the defense once again. Pizzotti hands the ball off to the freshman, and he gets about 1 yard on the play.
In 2 out of 3 carries, the freshman has been hit very hard.
Tyrone Simpson has carried the ball 3 times now, as Dan said, and one first play was a nice 9-yard gain. The second 2 have been much different. So it's about 2nd down, 9 yards to go for the first down. Chelmsford defense is looking better. Pizzotti will probably put the ball in the air on this play. According to Tom in the truck, the temperature is 34 degrees, but 66 where he is. And Pizzotti's throwing wide open, and his receiver makes the catch.
What a grab by Ritter down
Real
there.
circus catch by Ritter. You're right, Dan. Ritter had the ball hit him in the hands and then bounce off his hands, and he was able to pull it in before he was brought down. Clock showing 7 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the 3rd period. 1st and 10 for Reading from the 30-yard line of Chelmsford.
It's really time for the defense to step up again.
Oh, we have movement all over the offensive, defensive lines. It could be Chelmsford coming a little bit too quick that time.
Yeah, I think there's an offsides penalty on Chelmsford.
And it's movement on Reading. Well, we're going to discuss it again, but it's initial and offside on Chelmsford. So I guess we're going to go. Yeah, it's on Chelmsford. His initial call was a movement on Reading, but he changed it immediately. I think he had his directions, directional signals weren't blinking. So it's 1st and 5 from the 25. Chelmsford needs to step up on defense once more. Handoff is to Simpson coming outside. He's got speed to the outside. He's got the touchdown. And he bounced off to the outside and scored.
He's quick, very quick for a freshman.
Tyrone Simpson, a 25-yard touchdown play. Reading moving up the field nicely after the intercepted pass from Chelmsford. So they're going to make the score now 20-13, and no doubt Reading will probably go for 2. Here's a replay of our touchdown. Simpson bouncing to the outside. Biglione had a shot at him, but he couldn't hold on. And they're going to go for 1 point. Bryant is their kicker. And it is low, but it is good. Just got through. 21-13, Reading. This has been a dynamite football game. Dan, that was a nice response from Reading after following the Chelmsford touchdown, and they answered with one of their own. And they did pick up the extra point, so they've extended the lead to 8 points, 21-13, 6 minutes, 35 seconds in the third period. Chelmsford will get possession. These two teams in the Super Bowl, and you can see why. They have some fine athletes, both teams. Ball is dropped, picked up, and dropped again. And that was certainly not what you wanted to see in terms of kickoff return. White was the ball carrier. The thing that bothers me a little bit here, Dan, is that Jeff Smart went out on that last series shaken up, and he was not in there to return the kickoff on that play.
I don't even see where Jeff Smart is usually.
Chelmsford has the ball on the their own 17-yard line, 1st and 10. And Jeff is back in the ball game. Here comes Fury running wide, cutting back up nicely, running hard, up across the 20. Picking up about 3 yards on the play.
Had to fight hard for that 2-yard pickup.
The running game has been missing today, Dan. There just hasn't been much of an offensive running game here for Chelmsford. Reading has run the ball effectively when they've needed to. And Chelmsford now faced with a 2nd down, about 7 to go for a 1st down. Brown hands the ball straight ahead, being hit hard, coming up across the 22-yard line. Fury again, gain of about 2. Will make it 3rd down and 5 to go for a 1st down.
Something we haven't seen all season from the Chelmsford offensive line, unable to open up a hole.
That's right. The running backs have had to fight for every yard on every running play. Chelmsford a little bit leery about the pass here, and they are going to take a timeout. Some reason they didn't have the right personnel at the right time, or they just saw something they didn't like. Wisely take a timeout, get it right, because this is an important play.
Certainly is an important play right here. Chelmsford's really got to push it forward. It's 3rd and 5 right here. They have to come back. Quick score by Reading, and they need a quick score by themselves.
Lights are on here at Nickerson Field, and they're going to be needed very shortly. Clock shows 5:17 to go in the 3rd period. Chelmsford 3rd down, 5 yards to go. Brown on a bootleg, looks for his receiver, John Kidd, and he's got him. John's running down the sideline nicely into the 40-yard line of Chelmsford, picking up plenty of yardage for the 1st down.
Yep, that plenty of yardage. Really a nice job by Chelmsford. Kidd getting wide open. Nothing happening, and there you go.
Reading's covered the wideouts quite nicely today, but the backs are open, even on the touchdown play that Mark Brown ran in himself. John Kidd was wide open on that play, too. So maybe a little bit of a change. We're up to about 5 minutes now in the showing in the 3rd period. Holt is the ball carrier, and he's met right about the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of a yard. He's 2nd down, 9 yards to go for a 1st down.
And again, Chelmsford unable to open up that hole.
Right, you're correct, Dan. Tim Fury have had very little opportunity once they've received the ball. So Reading has denied the offensive running situations to Chelmsford, taking the chances with the pass. Need to spring somebody out of the backfield here. Need an answer for that Reading touchdown. Brown, bootlegs, being chased. Cohen again on the outside. Brown gets to the outside and driven out of bounds after a gain of maybe a yard more on that play.
Good job by Brown. Good decision. Going outside, getting what he could. Receivers pretty well covered in that play.
And did a nice job to even elude that 6'2", 215-pound Matt Cohen on the outside. Able to gain a couple yards, brings up 3rd and 7 for Chelmsford. Brown is back to pass, looks down the field, he looks to the outside, and he misses his receiver, Jeff Smart. Jeff was hit at that time, looked like before the ball, but we're not going to get that call. Actually, don't think we should have gotten that call, Dan. It was a pretty good defensive play.
It really was. I think it was a well-timed hit. The fact of the Reading defender.
So that will create a 4th down for Chelmsford. Punting situation. Eric Mounsey is on to do that. Chelmsford will be punting now to a couple of dangerous Reading Rockets back there. Trailing in the game by a score of 21-13. Clock showing 4:19 to go in the 3rd period. Mounsey setting up to kick this ball from his he'll be kicking it actually from about the 30-yard line. Nice high spiraling kick deep down the field. Reading receiver attempting the reverse, coming back up the field nicely and almost breaking loose was Wallace, number 22. Pizzotti back to pass, looking down the field. He's got plenty of time to throw it. His receiver is breaking open and he drops it. Whoa, just missed a tremendous completion.
Good play by number 25.
Tim Bryant was the receiver and Dan Willett was the defender. Pizzotti was drilled as he threw it, but the ball was there. It was catchable. And Chelmsford dodged a little bit of a bullet again on that particular pass play.
A well-thrown ball by Pizzotti.
2nd and 10. Ball is on the 35-yard line of Reading. Reading is leading by a score of 21-13. We're in the 3rd period. Pizzotti is back to pass. Got his receiver wide open, running across the middle. That's Bryant again, and Bryant is down the sideline following his blockers. And he's driven out of bounds by Viglione inside the 30-yard line of Chelmsford.
At this point, Mark Brown, I think, may have to engineer a miracle.
Well, we need the defense to certainly step up and do a little better job than they're doing pass defense. 25-yard line of Chelmsford, 1st and 10, 40-yard pass completion. Pizzotti is picking the defensive secondary apart. Hands off to Wallace. Wallace dances through for about 5 yards down to about the 20-yard line. Bring up 2nd and 5. Clock showing 3:40 and counting. Reading is having its way here, both with the run and with the pass. They're getting outside with the run. The receivers are running open. They're playing a nice football game.
They really are. They really have showed up today.
And Pizzotti's coming up over center. Back to pass. His receiver's wide open in the end zone. He was wide open. Just didn't catch the football, but there was a tremendous opportunity to Scott Ritter and a flag on the play. Ineligible receiver downfield against Reading.
My guess is that Chelmsford's probably going to accept the penalty.
I would think so at this point. Yardage is what you need. You need to knock these people back a little bit, and that's what Chelmsford's going to do. It's going to, I believe, take the ball to the 31-yard line. Okay, so it's 2nd down and 11 to go for Reading. The receivers are open. And we're back with our monitor. We lost it for a little while, folks, but now it's back. Pizzotti looking quickly over the middle, puts it up, takes it down, double covered, Chelmsford.
Oh, knocked
almost.
away.
Almost a great interception. Pizzotti made a mistake there, Dan.
He did. Jarvis staying right with it. Did a great job. We've seen him come on very strongly this season.
Greg Jarvis almost picked that one off. You're right, Dan, and that would have been a great pick-off at that particular place. So it's now going to be third down, 11 yards to go. The ball is on the 31-yard line of Chelmsford. 2 minutes and 58 seconds to go, 21-13 Reading. Pizzotti looks up the field, tucks the ball under, he's going to run with it, and he's hit and knocked down, a gain of about 4 yards. Evan Dunn and number 97, Chris O'Brien. It's going to be fourth down and 7 yards to go. And here's our replay. Pizzotti's looking good pass coverage on that play. Evan Dunn and Chris O'Brien. It's going to be a fourth down now. Reading has taken a timeout. It's going to be fourth down and 7 yards to go for a first down. And this is one of the times in the football game where you'll think back when the day is over and say, this play is going to make a difference. So Pizzotti has a lot of weapons at his disposal, but probably going to throw the football here.
Really has no choice.
And he's back to pass. He's got time. He looks. He's got his receiver. Underthrows his receiver. Chelmsford has stopped the Reading Rockets. The coaches on Reading side of the field are just jumping up and down out on the field. They
want that pass interference call, but I don't think that ball was catchable.
No, that ball wasn't even close to catchable, Dan. You could have pass interference on that play, but the ball has to be catchable. So Chelmsford has taken over on downs. 2:26 to go in the third period. And they now need to, once again, put together a nice offensive drive. Getting colder, a little more breeze, a little tougher to catch the football. Brown rolling out, finds his receiver. Looks like Ravanas out there, close to first down yardage.
Ravanas looks like he's just a little bit.
And we got a flag, late flag. Tempers are getting a little bit edgy out here now. That flag came in late, and it's against Chelmsford. You've got to keep your cool here.
That hurts.
We had a 9-yard pickup on the play. Things were going very smoothly here on that particular play, and you don't need that kind of a penalty. That's the second one today that's hurt Chelmsford.
And they really did play a pretty good game in terms of penalties against Billerica. Not being charged with a lot of penalties. Of course, the referee's not calling anything in the Billerica game.
So we're going to, I think, measure for the first down to see if he got the first down, because this penalty came after the play. So if it's a first down, it's going to stand, and then they will assess the penalty. And it appears to be, it is short of the first down. So that's number one. Now we'll step off the penalty, and it's going to be second down, depending upon where the penalty yardage ends up. You need to stay within what you do best. You need to keep your cool. You have the ability to move the football. Both teams have moved the football. The yardage is much more in favor of Reading at this particular point. Now we'll assess the penalty. And it's a major penalty, and it's going to take the ball 15 yards down to the 17-yard line of Chelmsford, where it's going to be second down. Instead of inches, it's going to be second and 15.
That's a really bad break for the Lions. And you have to wonder, why did that happen?
That's exactly right. And that's a break that you created against yourself. No backs in the backfield. John Kidd shifts back there. Mark Brown rolls out, throws the ball out to number 92, Mike Smith. His first catch of the day, gains about 7 yards. So that's going to make it third down now and about 8 yards to go for the first down. So this is an important play for Chelmsford. Need to overcome that penalty. If not, they will be punting with 1:30 to go in the third period, trailing 21-13. They flood the right side of the football field. And Brown looks to that side of the football field and throws behind his intended receiver, who was number 3, James Sopel. So it's going to be fourth down and a punting situation for Chelmsford.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. And Chelmsford for sure could have had the first down had you not had that penalty.
Right, penalties can stop drives quicker than defenses can, and that's a case where it certainly happened there. So Moundsey's going to be punting now and giving the ball back to Reading. He'll be punting from his own 10-yard line. Breeze is not a factor in the punting or passing for either team. Moundsey's kick is blocked. He took a little bit too long, and it's going to be covered by Mounsey. It's in the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback, I think, against Chelmsford. Chelmsford has the football, but it's a safety. And Reading's going to end up with 2 points. They could have ended up with 6 or 7. Kick was blocked by Stein of Reading. He came through. Mounsey seemed to take a little bit extra time to kick that ball. And it's going to make the score now 23-13, and Chelmsford will be kicking to Reading following the block punt. Here's the replay. Mounsey looking down, and just seemed to take a little bit longer time. And coming through there for Reading nicely is number 62, Ferrari. Came through like a Ferrari on that play. 1 minute, 1 second to go. Chelmsford, who had gained tremendous momentum, scoring themselves early in the second half, following a fumbled kickoff return, has now had a total of 9 points put up against them, and they trail in the football game 23-13. So Mounsey will have a free kick, but it's not the kind of free kick that you wanted to have at this point in the game.
Not at all. You want to be on the receiving end of the free kick.
All right, here we go. Here's Mounsey's kick, and it's not a very good kick. It's going to go bounce almost out of bounds, but it's picked up by Reading, and number 23 for Reading is Kevin Donahue. And Reading's going to be in excellent field position at the 43-yard line, first and 10.
This is where the defense really has to step up and get the job done here.
Well, I think you're right, Dan, but I think it's a case now where you almost need a turnover. You need to pick off a pass from Pizzotti and bring it back a little bit. Reading's going to be a little bit less reluctant to throw the football now, and your chances for turnovers are not going to be quite as great. Hands the ball off to Wallace. Wallace breaks through. Nice first down yardage. Gain of about 11 yards on the play.
It doesn't look like Chelmsford defense out there with very much enthusiasm, unfortunately.
No, it doesn't. And Reading certainly has, for the first time this year, Chelmsford is being worn down a little bit. They're not real sharp coming off the football. Reading's playing an excellent football game. They're just doing a real nice job. Every offensive series has been a positive one for them. Here is Wallace again, bouncing to the outside and gaining another first down, and he fumbles it, but it goes out of bounds, unfortunately. And it's going to be, they're going to retain possession. If Wallace has a fault, he puts the ball on the AstroTurf every once in a while. So 2 running plays have done just exactly what Reading wanted to. They've eaten up the clock for this. That will be the last play of this particular period.
possession, first down.
Now the ball did go out of bounds, so there's going to be one more play. But they're not having to throw the football here. They're just chewing up huge chunks of ground. Wallace has got to be well over 100 yards, I would say, by now in terms of his own running. Inside handoff, fake to Wallace, and gaining about 8 or 9 yards straight ahead. Reading offensive line has been superior today.
Definitely has. I think what Chelmsford needs right now is a timeout.
And that's going to bring about the end of the third period. Reading 23, Chelmsford 13, and we'll be back. We'll be here for the start of the fourth period in just a couple of moments. Okay, we're back, folks, and we're getting ready to start the fourth period. Chelmsford is trailing in the football game by a score of 23-13.
That was the microphone hitting the window above us.
Right. Dan can't control himself. He's so excited up here, folks. It is getting dark now. The lights are certainly starting to have an effect. And Chelmsford needs a spark. They need to find something in this last 11 minutes. There's plenty of time because they'll get the ball a couple of times. But they need to step up here and stop Reading. And Reading is moving the football.
They're down by 10 points, which makes it they need to score 2 times, whatever it is.
That's right. We need that spark on that fire engine someplace. If Dan sees it, though, he might be out of his booth. It's a long drop, Dan. I hope you
right.
So it's 2nd and 3 for Reading, and they're moving the ball on the ground.
Pizzotti in the I formation. Give is going to be the freshman.
That's
Simpson around the end. He's going to get the first down. Going to be brought down at the 22.
Simpson, I think Dan has learned one play, and he's run that same play every single time he's been in the football game. He has come out off of the right side of his own offensive line, and that's the play that he has run all day. 1st and 10 for Reading. They're inside the Chelmsford 25-yard line.
In the I formation again. Give is going to be the fullback, who was number 33, DeMassey.
And he's driven down with a short gain, about 4 yards, 3 yards on the play. Chelmsford has been not able to stop the rushing attack of Reading here in the second half. They've mixed the pass and the run very effectively. Very positive movements of the football.
Now Chelmsford really needs to slow him down right here. So it's 2nd down and about 7.
Pizzotti is back to pass. We need to intercept one. We need, and Timmy Leahy has done that.
Incomplete.
No, he said incomplete. Whoa, Timmy must have dropped that over in the corner because he had his hands on it. That would have been a real nice momentum changer. Chelmsford needs to score twice, though. They're down by 10 points, so they need the football twice.
You dropped it. That takes another down off, though. It's 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7. I would expect that Reading might not throw the football here. They've been able to rush it effectively with Wallace and Simpson.
Pizzotti pitches out.
Reverse. And it's a flea flicker. The pass to the end zone. Can Chelmsford get there? They did. They caught it. Touchdown. No, he's on the end line. Oh, 8 different things happened on that play, folks. This was a reverse pitch back to the quarterback. Quarterback had a receiver in the end zone. Chelmsford had a defender in the end zone. And it was Reading receiver was standing just on the end line. Caught the ball, but he was not on the field. Huge break for Chelmsford there. That pass could have been intercepted, Dan.
It could have been intercepted. Went in and out of the hands of Willette.
Right. 4th down.
In the I formation, Pizzotti. 2 wideouts, one to each side.
He's being rushed, chased, he's nailed. He finally got some pressure on Pizzotti. And a big defensive stop by the Chelmsford Lions. Clock showing 9:40 to go in the fourth period. The offense now needs to really take over and advance this football. We need a score here, Dan.
They need the score right here. They need to get the ball back quickly after they score. They need
finish score.
Here's a replay on that. Coming hard around the end, beating his man is Chris O'Brien, wrapping him up. Timmy Daly there to finish him off. So the defense has done what they needed to do. Chelmsford's taking over on their 28-yard line.
Brown over center, kid in the backfield. Brown and Smart and Ravanis. Brown drops back, looking for a receiver.
Oh, it's
Fires
batted
back
down.
at the line of scrimmage.
Batted down. First time this season that I can recall that that's happened to Mark Brown at the line of scrimmage. Reading had some big, tall people, interior linemen.
Brown really does a good job as he is quite tall, listed at 6'0". Not extremely tall, but you can see over that line. Two men split wide. As Brown drops back, the inside flea flicker.
And that went nowhere. Greg Myers kept taking the catch and wrapped up immediately by Reading defender. It's going to make it 3rd down and 13 to go for a first down. Chelmsford needs to keep the possession of the ball.
They got their back against the wall. This is a must complete. Must get the first down in this situation.
Reading seems to have scouted Chelmsford quite well. They seem to be able to have the people in the places that they need to have them. Brown, deep drop, looking well down the field, throws to the sideline, but nowhere near the first down.
3rd down and long, this situation, you really have to get the first down.
Ravanis
now it goes to 4th down.
Excuse me, Dan. Ravanis making his 2nd reception and his 4th down, and I think Chelmsford has to punt the football here. So each team has blocked the punt, and Chelmsford is going to be punting with 8:24 to go in the football game. The clock moving, trailing in the game by a score of 23-13. You might look for a fake here, but I'm sure that Reading is looking for the fake too. I think that they believe that Chelmsford might not kick this ball. They are going to kick it. Mounsey gets this one off. Not a particularly good kick. Lexington receiver, fair catch, and he's hit. It was a weak fair catch sign, but he did have his hand up, and a Chelmsford defender ran into him.
Number 40, Steve Hawkins.
Right. He's got to raise that hand straight up in the air, and that was a very poor signal for the fair catch, but it did go up. I could see his hand from this point, Dan, go up in the air. So it's going to be another penalty against Chelmsford.
Penalties killing the Lions today.
They have not been kind, that's for sure. Reading will no doubt try to take some more time off the clock.
In the I formation, the back is Wallace. Moving ahead, good pickup, about 4 yards.
When you look back at this game, Dan, I think you're going to see that Pizzotti was a real important factor in the game, but I think the Reading offensive line has played an outstanding game. Reading has won the battle along the line of scrimmage in this game.
They certainly have. Again, Pizzotti in that I formation, just trying to take time off the clock. Give is going to be to Wallace again.
He fumbled it.
Oh my gosh.
He fumbled the ball. Wallace puts the ball on the field. He has a tendency. That's the 3rd or 4th time now that he's fumbled the football. And I think Reading did cover it though. That would have been a great recovery.
I think the ball actually went out of bounds again.
Right, he's been lucky. So that's going to make it 3rd down, about 8 to go for a first down. Ball is right at midfield.
The ball spotted at midfield. 3rd down and 8.
And Reading's going to take a timeout. Well, this is a play that I can see why they're taking timeout now. They're looking to establish control of the ball, grind some more time off the clock. Chelmsford defense needs to, once again, they've been on the field, it seems like, in this second half for a tremendous amount of time.
Certainly, yeah, it's wearing them down. And they really need to come up with something big right here.
All right, it's 4th down, 8 yards to go for a first down. 3rd down, I'm sorry, 8 yards to go. Inside handoff to Wallace. And he did not get the first down, but he's close.
It's going to be about a yard short.
And that was Simpson, the ball carried. So it's going to be 4th down and about a yard to go. Reading appears to be willing to punt the ball here, even though they're inside the 50. Punt Chelmsford down deep. Chelmsford has not shown that they can score easily today. I would look for a fake here too. And maybe I'm a little gun shy after Bill Ricker, but wouldn't be surprised. Need a block. And here they come. They're coming to block it, but the kick is off. It's angled toward the sideline, and he angled a low. He's got a great bounce down the sideline to a 6-yard line.
And that's where it finally goes out of bounds, 6-yard line. Chelmsford will take over. Chelmsford pinned deep back in their own territory from their own 6-yard line.
This is a time when if you can say that things aren't going well, Dan, that they're not going well. That ball could have gone out of bounds around the 20-yard line, and it just walked down the sideline another 15 yards. John Kidd, the ball carrier, short gain. Tough to throw from this point in the field, but Chelmsford needs to do that. The clock is their enemy. Reading is their enemy. They don't have time to take much of a long scoring drive here.
They really need to push the ball forward. They need 2 scores. They're down by 10 points.
If you've got something in your bag of tricks, now would be a good time to use it. And it looks like Reading's taking another timeout. Reading didn't like that. Chelmsford came out with a little different offensive formation, and Reading decided that they'd talk over this particular situation. And they did quickly, so they're ready to go again.
23-13 the score. 5:29 remains.
Once again, Dan, I had this opportunity. I would certainly like to thank everybody that worked real hard. I know Tom Peterson left Chelmsford this morning about 7 o'clock to get here to get set up. People on the cable all along the network just did a great job, and it's been a real pleasure to work with you, Dan, throughout the season. I've really enjoyed it.
Why, thank you.
I also want to thank my statisticians and people who have given me numbers throughout the season, and that's certainly been very valuable information to have.
Oh, it really has. Really. Stuff like that brings a lot to the broadcast.
It's really difficult to try to keep the play-by-play going and try to chart the progress of the game at the same time. So it's really been fun. I think that the athletes, once this game is over, will look back and say we were undefeated during the regular season. We were Merrimack Valley Conference champions. They brought this football program back from a real 3 years ago tough time into once again a premier football program in Eastern Massachusetts.
Chelmsford spreading the field a little bit. 3 men wide. Brown dropping. Fires to Smart.
Smart, and he's got the ball completed. Great catch by Jeff Smart.
Nice job right in the sideline, too. Gets out of bounds, stops the clock at the 25.
Just keeping his feet in bounds. Great pass from Mark Brown. Reception brings Chelmsford out now to the 25-yard line. Here's the replay. Just coming down in bounds is Jeff Smart.
Nice job by Smart. Brown over center, they're flooding the right side. Kidd in motion, he will be the setback.
Screen to this side, Mike Smith's got the ball, and he's got some room down the sideline. He brings the ball up to about the 40-yard line.
He's got a first down and out of bounds as well.
Very well designed play. They put 4 receivers to the left side of the field, hit the tight end on the right side of the field. And the nice thing about those last 2 plays is they've gotten out of bounds. You score now and you try the onside kick. There's still time left. You keep playing the game until the game is over. Chelmsford 1st and 10 now at about the 37-yard line.
And again, Chelmsford spreading the field. Lone back is John Kidd in the backfield.
Brown takes the snap, dropping, fires across the middle to Jeff Smart. Ball's on the field.
And that ball was on the field. They're going to call him down. It was a great catch by Jeff.
They call it a first down.
First down up to midfield.
Clock is going to stop as they move the chains.
So once again, Brown to Smart. I don't know how many completions they've had today. They've hooked up probably 8 or 9 times already today. Jeff has caught the ball against every team he's played against this year. 11 catches unofficially for Jeff Smart, but that's probably pretty close to accurate.
And Brown dropping.
Got the rush screen, well set up. He's got some room.
Smith.
And Smith, get out of bounds. Does he get out of bounds? I don't see the official signal yet. Close to another first down. Clock is still moving, 4:35 and counting. And now we have a stoppage of. It's almost a 2-minute drill right away here, Dan. From this point on, it's almost playing as though there are 2 minutes left.
2 scores, you got to do it.
7 catches for Jeff Smart, excuse me. They've all been key ones. Only 4 off, that's not bad. I'm going to blame that one on the statistician too, folks. After I thanked them too soon.
Brown dropping, looking, fires.
Receiver, can he catch it? Almost a circus catch by Jeff Smart. Triple covered over here, 3 white jerseys, and he still almost made the reception.
Just a well-placed ball by Mark Brown, just a little bit out of reach.
Right. Chelsea's still got a lot of timeouts. You could still maybe, Reading is really defending the pass now, and it wouldn't be the worst time in the world to try a sweep or something that you can still call a timeout afterward.
Chelmsford does have 4 timeouts left.
3rd and 1 though, you got to get the first down.
Brown drops. He's going to take it himself.
Brown has
got the first down.
And he's down to about the 35-yard line. Clock will stop while they set the chains. 4:20 to go, 4th period. Chelmsford trailing 23-13. So Chelmsford started this drive on their 6-yard line, and they've moved now up to the 36-yard line.
They've done it in pretty good time,
Reading,
too.
and moving the clock not much. You're right, Dan.
Brown again dropping back, looking for a receiver. Fires across the middle to Jeff Smart, dancing around, and only picks up about 5 yards. And they're going to call a timeout right here.
They're going to take a timeout. That's almost the equivalent to the running play that I was talking about before. That's his 8th catch, I believe, now.
7 + 1 = 8, yes.
All right, thank you, Dan. It's been a fun year. I want to congratulate the coaching staff of Chelmsford High School, the athletes themselves. They've provided a tremendous number of thrills all season long. They've been a really fun football team to watch and to announce for. The coaching staff has prepared them each week really well. This is a bonus to come down here to play today, win or lose. This is just an extra football game that you should be really proud that you're able to get into.
Really great job. Brown again, lone back, his kid dropping, looking for a receiver. He's in trouble, breaks away.
And he's got room down the sideline, get out of bounds, and he does. That's an athletic move by Mark Brown there, Dan.
First of all, he broke free at the line in the backfield where he was almost wrapped up, and then getting down there. What a job by Brown.
13 yards. Chelmsford's inside the 20-yard line now. Once again, they're knocking on the door. Clock showing 3:47. There is plenty of time left. No quit, and that's the way it should be. Just keep playing the football game. They do need 2 scores. They need a score and to get the ball back. But as they've done all season long, they're making it exciting.
Kid moves, he's alone back. Brown rolling. He's in trouble. Fires. Complete to Jeff Smart.
Wow, how does he find Jeff Smart every single time? Clock still moving. Completed pass, about 5 yards. Chelmsford stops the clock.
It's only going to be a 20-second timeout just to stop the clock. And
just a remarkable, once again, escaping by Mark Brown. Looks like They're going to use the full timeout. Good idea. Give everybody take a breath, take a deep breath. And we'll see the replay. Brown scrambles. He's in real trouble. And finds Jeff. Jeff has always got 3 people. He may have 3 people tonight when he sits down to his evening meal, escorting him to the table, or at least think he does.
The entire secondary on him.
Right.
And leaving linebacking core to do the rest.
Second down, 4 yards to go for the first down. The ball is on the 13-yard line. The clock says 3:33 left in the game.
They hit the extra. If they score the touchdown with the extra point, the field goal would tie the game.
Right, and I'm sure it would be a 1-point try because I'm fairly sure it would be. You do need the ball twice, so let's see what happens now. Chelmsford, obviously, the quicker they score, the better. They're being forced to use a couple of their timeouts here on offense.
Second down and 4.
Brown back to pass. Has time, fires into the end zone.
Picked off.
And it's picked off. Coming back up the sideline for Reading. And that's going to be a real tough battle to overcome. Honoriano was the person that picked off the pass, and quite fitting, Dan, right when that ball was picked off, we lost our monitor at the same time. So I don't know what that says about the season, but too bad. Chelmsford has nothing to be ashamed of, however. They fought a real nice, tough battle today. Played an excellent Reading football team.
Really did, and with 3:22 left.
People are filing out. Another game to go. Reading did an excellent job. They just played real well. Ball is given off to Wallace again, I believe.
Johnson needs to try to strip it at this point.
And the clock's still grinding along with 3 minutes to go in the 4th period. That was Tomasi. That's interesting that he hasn't, maybe they're a little afraid to give the ball to Wallace here, given the fact that he's fumbled it quite a few times. Well, Reading is in very good position at this point in the game. Chelmsford needs to try to come up with a fumble somehow, pitch out, sweep to the right side, and get him out of bounds, which they did.
They're going to keep the clock moving. They're going to rule his forward progress down at the 30.
Simpson as a factor. That's a name that I think you're going to be hearing for the next 3 years in Eastern Massachusetts football. Looks like a fine player. 3rd and 3. 2 minutes and 16 seconds to go. Reading in no hurry, obviously.
Would they be clock moving? They're going to let it hit the 2-minute warning, and
if Chelmsford should stop them here, timeout. If they can stop Reading on this play. Pizzotti's sweeping himself, and he's turned the corner, and he's gotten more than enough for the first down. Pizzotti has played just a whale of a football game. He's a fine football player, and he's been hit hard. He's bounced up, passed it, run it for a real big first down there. So that's going to just about wrap this one up, folks, with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. Chelmsford on the short end of a 23-13 game. Pizzotti, I'm sure, will just hand the ball off a couple more times. And he does. Ball is up to the 45-yard line of Reading. Chelmsford takes a timeout.
John McIsaac with a hit. Ball spotted in midfield. Second down and 7. Timeout, Chelmsford.
Chelmsford has people coming back next year, namely Mark Brown and Jeff Smart, and that's going to certainly not make some of the people in the Merrimack Valley Conference too happy. This is only the Chelmsford's second loss in their last well, 21 football games, and only their third loss, I believe, Dan, in their past something like 30 football games. So it's been a great run.
It sure has. Big question next year is going to be what happens with the offensive line. 4 of the 5 people are graduating.
That's where you're going to have to do some replacing of people. Reading has used the forward pass was a great weapon for Reading in the first half. They've just put the forward pass away except on a few occasions and run the ball in the second half and done a real nice job with it. Chelmsford got close. They got it to 14-13 right at the start of the third period. But Reading came down and answered that with a touchdown of their own and have extended the lead to 23-13. Oh, we got contact before the ball was snapped. Chelmsford, I think, jumping, trying to anticipate the count, cause a fumble.
Encroachment to call against Chelmsford.
So we got 1:17 to go in the fourth period and in the season. It's amazing. We started this football season back in September, Dan, and now we're in December and we're still playing football. I think it's only about 8 months before we do this again.
Yeah, I know.
Handoff straight ahead, coming close to a first down. Pretty much meaningless at this point. Wallace, the ball carrier again. Damassi, I'm sorry.
1 yard shy of the stick. Third down and a yard.
So it's 3rd and 1. Clock showing 54 seconds and counting. I know the Chelmsford football team will be disappointed, but as I've indicated before, just have to look back at their season and some of the victories that they've come up with and the big plays and the highlights. It's been a lot of fun. Maybe time for one more play in the football game. That's a first down, 1 or 2 more plays. And Reading is starting to celebrate it as well they should. They deserve everything they've gotten today. They've played hard, they've executed well, they've kept their composure on the field, got a real nice game plan.
Chelmsford taking their final timeout. 36 seconds left. Chelmsford trails by 10. They've just used their final timeout.
The Reading side of the field certainly very excited. The Chelmsford side somewhat subdued, but it was a fine spectator football game to watch too. Pizzotti takes a knee, and that's going to be the final play of the football game if the referee gives it generous, waits a little bit here to reset it, and I think he will, and he did. So that's going to be the final play of the football game. Disappointment on the Chelmsford side of the field, great happiness on the Reading side of the field as we count down now from 10. But high school football the way it should be. 2 fine football teams, excitement for Reading. First loss of the season for Chelmsford. They finish at 10-1. Reading goes to 10-2, so undefeated no more. Dan, it's been fun. It's been a great time. And, wish it could have turned out a little differently today, but not quite.
Well, we'll be back next year. Hopefully we'll be back next year. Chelmsford really looking very disappointed out there in the field.
Well, it's hard when you come into a football game in a season and you're undefeated and you're looking to finish it that way. It has to be disappointing, but that's why you play the games. It's high school athletics, and we're going to have some happy faces and some sad faces.
Oh, well. So with that, Chelmsford finishes at 10-1, disappointing. Loss in the Super Bowl, but next year, a lot of skill players coming back. So for that, I'm Dan Kachoufis.
And I'm Bruce Byam, and thank you all very, very much.
Good night from Nickerson Field.